Hi everyone. Today, your video, Mr. Oliveri is going to be reviewing last week's assignment on the Mayan Death Empire, and as well as previewing your assignment for this week, which will be creating some slides about the classic Maya culture. It's amazing. You'll have a lot of choices. Look for more information from him. He will also be sending you email about this cool class that he's going to be teaching next year, and you might be interested in doing it, so please check out his video. So for the assignment and the title of the video, The Death Empire, many of you noted that it's not a great title for this video because it didn't focus on much death or the Mayan sacrifice or anything that happened like that. A better title would be The Amazing Maya, as some of you suggested. For the video assignments, kudos to those of you who watched the video and really paid attention rather than just searching up answers online. And that's because online sources tend to disagree or contradict each other, and the History Channel does research itself well. It's a reputable source, so that's why we shared that video with you. And heads up, the person that Pakal inherited from, well, not really inherited, took over the throne from, was his mother. Remember, it's not just history, it's also herstory.
Hi everyone, Azalea here wanted to be part of another video. Can you say hi really quick?
Hi.
She also says she's going to be really quiet, so we'll see how long this lasts. First off, you guys were last class, you watched that Mayan Death Empire video, which didn't have anything to do with death, so you should be rolling your eyes at that title. I do want you to think about why would they call that documentary on technology and architecture the Death Empire? And I think it probably has something to do with the History Channel wanting to make sure that they sell stuff and making sure people want to watch and all that stuff. So secondly, I sent out an email right before class today that lays out some specifics on how to apply for my 8th grade elective called CCE, College and Career Exploration. The video talks a lot, and the email talks a lot more about what we actually do in that class. There's guest speakers, tutors, field trips, all kinds of stuff. No, we can't pause. You gotta listen. But I do have a quote from one of my students a couple years back who was in CCE. It was called Avid then, but whatever. And she said, the whole class gave a sense of community and family. I had never felt so at home in a class before. And that kind of sums up what I try and create in that 8th grade elective. So otherwise, watch that video, decide if you want to maybe sign up for my 8th grade elective. You have to interview, you have to apply, all that stuff. Beyond that, I'm going to try and go fast so that you can get to the amazing part of our lesson today, which is really your assignment. So just really quick, this is a picture of a cenote, which is one of those underground water reservoirs. I like this picture because it was taken by a student who actually went to Chichen Itza, a Mayan city. And it's really cool because you can actually go see this stuff. That's the inside of this underground water reservoir, and that's two of my students standing at the steps of El Castillo. You can't walk up it anymore like Mrs. Stockton got to, but it's still like a piece of history that you can really actually go see now. And as you saw in the video, it's got 365 steps, it's got 52 panels, all of those things, as well as it has that shadow that goes down the stairs in the shape of a snake to represent the start of the rainy planting season. Just ridiculously cool, especially because if you take that building and you shift it 1 degree over, that entire shadow, none of that stuff works anymore. So I don't even know how they managed to figure that out. That just shows that, frankly, they're a lot smarter than I am. So that's El Castillo, and it's something that you can actually go see.
So one last cool thing is that you can still visit the ruins of many of the Maya classic structures today. I have some photos where I dragged my kids to the Yucatan in Mexico. We went to visit Tulum, we went to Coba, we climbed the pyramid at Coba. So I'm going to throw in a few photos for you. One really fun thing we did was do some zip lining. We zip lined actually across the jungle in a bicycle-like structure. Another time we were just holding on to a zip line, and then we started on this high platform. We went down through the mouth of a cave and ended up in the water. So a water landing inside a cenote, inside a cave. And then we went and we snorkeled around, and it was, frankly, if you're a little bit nervous about tight places like I am, incredibly scary, because you were snorkeling and then you lifted your head and my head hit the top of the building, and it was so incredibly scary because there's the water, there's about this much airspace, and then there's the top of the cave, and I kept thinking earthquakes, earthquakes, and trying to tell myself no earthquakes here. But of course there are. Luckily I survived. And if you're brave, it was super fun. Here's the family slideshow coming into Yucatan. Sophia snorkeling, enjoying the snorkeling as we entered Cova, and early in the morning. This is the ball court. The sun hasn't quite risen yet. And here's another view of it. You can see the different parts. Here's the temple at Cova. We're looking up at it, considering climbing it. And here is John, Alicia, and Sophia starting up. John and Alicia are in the lead. I'm taking pictures, pretending like I might climb up later, which I actually do. And there's Sophia. That's Sophia halfway up. And John, my husband, at the top. And Alicia, invincible, at the top. John inside the top. Sophia and Alicia with their version of a Mayan sacrifice. This is the zip lining place that we went to. Sophia and Alicia getting geared up to zip line. They're in their stuff. You land, there's how we land inside the cenote. Sophia snorkeling here. You can see the close roof line. A little bit intimidating as we snorkel through. Then we went on this great zip line where we bicycled our way through. It's a photo of Sophia on her little bicycle approach, and Alicia looking back. And after that fun experience, we went back and jumped up and down on a trampoline in the middle of the ocean, and then played with some monkeys, which was super fun. I hope you get to visit the Yucatan with your family or friends at some point. It's beautiful and full of Mayan history.
It's important to point out that history is all around us. It's literally every part of who we are, everything that we learn, every flag that you see in this picture, everything we have is rooted in history. And you're making it every single day, even while I'm making this video. And Azalea is like dancing around, all of that stuff. Like, she might become a history teacher someday. And it all started with a video like this. So I just want to review that Engineering and Empire, the Death Empire. And every time I watch that, I think, when are they going to talk about death? When are they going to talk about ritual sacrifice or any of that stuff? Instead, they focus on the really amazing parts. And I think the reason why they call it the Death Empire is, I think some of you kind of hit it on the head in the assignment. I think part of it is this, like, oh, well, those people were uncivilized. They were savages, when their technology shows that they are anything but that. So just really quick review. They build these giant temples that stand out above the forest and have lasted for thousands of years, and they did it all with wood and stone tools. They didn't make or use metal or the wheel even, not because they couldn't figure it out, but because they wanted these structures to take as much time as possible, because that showed that they really cared about it. I just think that's a really cool concept. Please, thank you. And this is a picture of the Temple of Inscriptions where Pakal the Great was buried, and you can see it has this like staircase that goes down all the way through the burial chamber. And as a reminder, most of these Mayan temples just have rocks in the middle. They don't have like burial sites and stuff. That's what makes the Temple of Inscriptions so cool. Plus the fact that they find it by, like, basically a guy's having lunch on the top of it. He looks down and he's like, that's a weird thing in the floor. I've never seen that. And he takes a stick and he like tries to pry it up, and then realizes once they get it open that it's a staircase going all the way down through the entire temple, where they find skeletons and poison and all kinds of cool stuff. That's Pakal the Great in the Temple of Inscriptions. And then the video talked about the golden ratio, which is this idea of 1 to 1.618, which we see all over the place in Fibonacci sequences, in seashells, in the human face. And it's just this like ratio that makes the human brain happy. I don't know how else to explain it. What's cool though is we find it in Greece, we find it in Egypt, we find it in Europe during the Renaissance, we find it in ancient Mayan culture, and it all gets independently invented, which is one of those moments where like maybe it was aliens. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for how we all kind of different cultures around the world stumbled on that idea. And then I just want to show you one quick video of El Castillo. Once again, you can see this like shadow developing on the staircase. Do you see it, Azalea? Mm-hmm. As time goes by, and this is a time lapse where there's all other videos on YouTube that show hundreds of people, just tourists, visiting El Castillo at Chichen Itza, and you can actually go see this for like cheaper than it is to go to Disneyland. You can go see El Castillo. Yes, I said Disneyland. I know. Do you see the snake right here? And you can see how it forms that snake along the staircase. So beyond that, I screwed up the slide. Well, I want to talk about your assignment, but first I have a corny joke. Don't worry, it's amazing. Get it? It's amazing. Here's the video.
I need a room with heat.
It's summer. It's like 95 degrees in here.
There he goes again. I got bunions.
You know, I actually have a poultice I make using maize.
Just say corn. Maize is corn, everybody.
Yeah, but he says maize because it sounds more mystical.
Exactly.
Well, I like the way you said it. Maize. Maize.
Maize.
Maize. Maize.
It's fantastic, okay?
It's amazing.
All right, so here's your assignment, and you better make it amazing. Otherwise, I'll have more corny jokes. Okay, I'm done. You're going to go and you're going to pick a topic that interests you, and you're going to make a slide on it. The slides are linked in each of in your update where you got this video from. And oh no, you pressed the button. It's okay. You're going to basically pick a topic, and only one person can pick each slide. So once someone starts working on that slide, so it's theirs. So as soon as you pick one of those slides, write your name on it. That way no one else can steal it. You are going to pick a title or a topic. You're going to title your topic. You're going to put information about the topic that you research on your own. 6 by 6 rule, meaning 6 maximum bullets with 6 words each, and you got to have at least one image. You also have to include either a voiceover where you record your voice giving a short presentation, or you can type in the little bottom box some speaker notes, and animations are welcome but not required. You know me though, if you're going to put in animations and stuff, make it good, make it helpful, don't just add them in to be distracting. Feel free to change the background color of your slide. Distracting. Make sure that you... How do you spell your name?
A-C-A-L-E-A.
High five. Make sure if you change your background, you only change it on your slide, and be sure the text is legible. And please don't take any other actions that affect the whole slide, because then I have to go through Google Docs and figure out who did it and then blame you and give you a 0 on the assignment and all that stuff. So basically pick a topic, write your name on that slide, start researching it. These instructions are also on the PowerPoint slide, and then by the end of it, you get to pick something that you're actually interested in to research, and then basically it's our way of doing a little presentation. Beyond that, you got to do this research slide, and you got to check out the email I sent you about CCE. And beyond that, thank you for your time. Can you say bye-bye? If you have any questions, send me an email. Azalea.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Who's that? All your students?
Yep.
At home?
Mm-hmm.
Why are home?